Honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests from afar, good afternoon. I am very delighted to host this session, which we've been looking forward to. From the lively demonstration in the morning, the keynote speeches throughout the day, and the workshops, I have a conclusion. I have two words, power and super. Together, they are superpower. Power is the nickname of Dr. Wu, while super is the nickname of Dr. Guan. When we come together, we are superpower. When I count to 3, please shout out superpower. A round of applause. Another keyword I got from the conclusion today is that I am possible. Impossible is now I am possible from the forum. A round of applause for every one of you. And the third keyword I concluded will be from the experts on the stage now. Now, please put your hands together to welcome Dr. Guan. Thank you. I'll be speaking from my seat. This is my first time to visit this great international event. We approach the topic from different levels of education, different levels of school, and I'm deeply moved by the idea behind the forum. I think integrity is very important in terms of education. It's not separate. It is always lifelong learning. For lifelong learning, there should be an indicator. From my perspective, we receive education because we serve in the community. So PBL can stand for popularity, the people. And I, visa, the interpersonal relationships. That is a behavior which includes the way we think, the things we do. So PBL, the B here stands for behavior. And we need a healthy body to enjoy life. Life without quality is miserable. We are also learning to keep ourselves happy and healthy. That is L, to have a good life. So we have people, body, and life. Usually we talk about PBL in university level. Now when we look at middle school and elementary school, it's the same thing. I-Visa is just another name for the same idea. Because I had only 20 minutes, I didn't really finish and tell the details about the PBL. I hope in the future I have this opportunity to elaborate it. It actually entails the same philosophy. Thank you, Professor Guan, for your keyword. Lifelong learning. PBL in terms of lifelong learning. Dean Luo, please share with us your keyword. My keyword is education. We say that education is to awaken the souls. It is the connection that can be realized between people. How do we realize that? Today, we say that we use the behavioral big data at the educational scenarios. Sometimes it's difficult to connect the two. Today I want to do that. When we do not have the big data, we do not know the situations and the behaviors and the needs of the students, we use our own way to teach. We say that is like teaching in the dark. But when we have the big data collected, we evaluate and do have an understanding of the students' needs. So it's a very human big data. So data is not cold. When we incorporate data into teaching, we can really understand the way the students think and their behaviors. Today, it is not that challenging to collect the data. At this age, we should make good use of that. Professor Guan talked about the important turning point in the formula. We have to follow and keep up with the time and the technology. That is to say that we are keeping our attention on education with the help of big data. That is to understand and comprehend the students' behaviors. And good use of big data can help us have a very exquisite understanding of the students. So for that, privacy comes into play. We need to be careful with the lines of privacy and the use of big data. As educators, we are inclusive, and we sometimes delete the data and the mistakes made by the students. That is the ethics for the teacher, to forgive and to teach. And we will have a better tomorrow with that philosophy. Thank you.
Refine is that big data in terms of packaging and warm temperature, as well as students' enlistment. 罗教授所提炼出来就是以专业热情。
So we need profession, expertise, enthusiasms to focus on student-based and student-centered big data. Now we would like to invite Professor Lin. Today we spent a whole day here, and we have the first-hand experience how smart educations and team-based educations can achieve, and we have experienced the whole process. Today we've seen a lot of demonstration, and it's very exciting and impressive. And it demonstrates that everyone, an educator, can have the superpowers with technologies. And this also represents innovations and breakthroughs. After listening to all the presentation today, I think that just like what Professor Guan have mentioned before, we need to transform the passive way of learning to a self-directed learning process. This is our objective. When we are expanding compulsory education, we need to educate our students to adopt a self-directed learning process. If they can learn autonomously, they will learn more and learn from a wider source of information. I think this kind of interactions between teachers and students are also critical. We hope that everyone will be motivated to learn in the process, and they will be motivated to learn more. And teachers still play an important role in the process. We need to motivate our students. Today, we've also heard a lot about software. We can use big data, or we can use artificial intelligence. We need to connect with every single student. This kind of connections between teacher and students is important in the classroom. Besides artificial intelligence, maybe we also need another evaluation system to evaluate or assess how students feel in the process. Maybe we can analyze their feedback and their sentiment through big data, so we can achieve more. These are some of the ideas and some of the thoughts after this whole day. Thank you very much.
Professor Lin proposed is that teaching is driven by action and innovative technology. 谢谢林老师所提炼出来的
Thank you, Professor Lin. And this kind of activities and innovations empowered by technologies will improve our learning and teaching experiences. Last but not the least, we would like to invite Professor Power Wu. So please give him a round of applause. We would like to thank him for making this event possible. Today, are you satisfied with your events? So today, I think the highlight is very important. We need a platform, and this event has been growing over the past 6 years. Many educational groups need a platform like this, which is a global platform, a regional platform, and a local platform that everyone can interact with each other. We can build up a professional communities to improve. So now we have a voting system on. If you are satisfied with the events today, please so you can choose either 1 or 2. 1 represents satisfied, 2 represent not satisfied. So if you feel satisfied with the events today, please press 1. If you are not satisfied with the event today, please press 2. Besides platform, connection is also important. We need connections between schools, between principals, between different regions, and between different countries. These connections will be helpful and beneficial mutually. If we have the connections, we can generate intelligence, whether it is artificial intelligence or big data. These intelligence are necessary to create powerful forces. Today we filled up the day with many different events. So we hope that everyone today can connect with other people and to build up more connections. So in the future, schools from different countries, different regions can work together. So now let's look at the number. So most of the people here are satisfied with our event today. After we start the day, I feel more relaxed. If you look around, there are a lot of staff around you. They make this event possible today. They have prepared this event for several months. They have put a lot of time and efforts into this event, so I am more relaxed now. I would like to thank my staff to make this event possible. Thank you very much.
Professor Wu provide are platform, connection, and wisdom. 吴教授所提出来的6个
Professor Wu emphasized about platform, connections, and intelligence today. Based on what Professor Luo have mentioned before, we would definitely want to know who are not satisfied with with this event. We would like to hear about their complaints and their thoughts. While we can have data, data should inform us and should give us power to move on. If anyone in this event or in the classroom is not satisfied with the program or with the class, we would definitely want to know why and want to improve from that. So we have 3 people who choose who are not satisfied with the event today. So we start with Mr. Liang. Why aren't you satisfied with the event today? So I think it's because of the unclear instructions from Professor Wu. Because at the beginning, Professor Wu mentioned that if you are satisfied, you should click 5. However, he modified his instruction later. That's why I chose the wrong instruction, the wrong point or wrong button. So this lesson told us it is important to have a very clear instruction every time in the program. Today we have Principal Lee from the southern part of Taiwan. And please tell us why you are not really satisfied with the event today.
主持人好，各位伙伴大家好。
Good afternoon, everyone. I had the same experience with Professor Liang. The original instruction was about that if you have the satisfactions, you press number 5. So after these 2 gentlemen, we have another participant who also press number 5. I would like to invite this gentleman to the stage to give us some comments or feedbacks. how we can improve next year.
其实我并不是校长，
I'm not a principal. I'm a partner. I'm a rookie. I'm a first-time user of this system. If I want to give you some kind of comments or feedbacks, after spending the whole day here, I don't have a lot of advice so far. I'm still learning, so I think I need more learning process to give you some advice in future.
就是偏差值偏离值可以把它删掉。不过呢，您的建议我们非常的重视。我认为
Anyway, we still welcome all different kind of feedbacks and comments. If you think we can do in any way better, we will hope so. Thank you very much.
6、5、4、3。
So I think our time is up.
今天的大会的闭幕式。
This concludes our event today.
还要颁奖，是，所以话不能满满不
We need to present awards.
修正一下啊。那么
Before we end, we need to present some
下
awards.
一个活动啊，终结这4位专家，还有刚刚3位。
Based on what we have heard from our panelists on the stage, intelligence comes from technologies, platform, and connections. Please raise your right hand, and then shake your hands or hug your friends and your new friends around. Thank you very much.
交换的名片，
We hope that we can build up the connections. We can
拍照，连接。
We hope that we can take photos, we can build our connections, we can generate intelligence with technologies in future.
留下微信，留下 WhatsApp APP， 留下。
You can either use WhatsApp or WeChat or any kind of messages applications that you can use to connect with each other in future.
好的，我们常说交流啊才会交心，交心才会欢心。今天晚上有更多的时间。
So later tonight, we will have more opportunities for you to exchange and make more friends. Thank you once again. Thank you very much.